Hey guys, this is Jules. Just wanted to share with you guys a handful of Christmas cards that I made. I actually made 4 of them, and one of them already went out to a friend. I hope she likes it. So I'll have the tutorial right after this intro to it. So I'm just going to show you really quick what I used. So some American Craft cardstock for the green ones here, and you can't really see them all. They don't fit in the screen, but I did 3 of them just like this. Very easy to put together. And then, because I ran out of the green cardstock, I only had a strip left, so I used it for this background. And then I used some of a different red striped paper because I didn't have any more of this particular striped one. So this one has little red stripes and thick stripes, and then this one is all little red stripes. You'll see more in the pictures on my blog. I'll only have the 3 as well, but anyways, what the paper collection that I used was, again, American Craft cardstock for the green. I used some regular white cardstock for the white that you see, and the card bases were already pre-made cards that I bought from, I think it was Michael's. The red here, and this red in this card here is from Winter Wonderland, which is from My Mind's Eye. The sentiments are also from My Mind's Eyes, the same paper collection from Winter Wonderland. I used both sentiments. I used the Wishing You a Very Merry Christmas on the 3, and then on this one I didn't realize that I grabbed the second sentiment on here, which is Happy Holidays. I used all 3 snowflakes, and I also used this little scribbly divider thing for underneath it. So I did do that for all 3 of them, or all 4 of them. And the flourish that you see is one of Cherylyn's dies, the Fanciful Flourish, very pretty. So from All Darker Crafts, I use the pearls, I use the seam binding and the flowers. I did use just the plain white on the 4th one, and did just a small little bow. For this particular one, it didn't seem like the big bunchy one would work, so that's what I did for that one. And I used some Spellbinders dies, a scallop circle, and I'll have all the lists on my blog of all the stuff that I did use. I used some stickles to kind of highlight the snowflakes and the leaves on the flourish, which was the picket fence. The carnation I used for the red card is the deeper red, the burgundy, more burgundy red, which is the Christmas carnation, the mixed pack. And for this one here, I used basically the exact same thing, except I used the red seam. Oops, darn it! I was hoping that wouldn't come out. Darn. So I used the red seam binding, and then I used some of the little Ivory open roses, which are the 20mm roses. So I used it for that, and then some paper doilies. And I ran out of my doilies when I did my the recipe book, but Wild Darker Crafts has about the same size mixed doilies, and I haven't used all of them. I used a lot of the half hearts on there too, but I did buy this from Joann's or Michael's, and I used these doilies instead. I used a couple of punches for the green ones. I just cut a 2-inch strip from the paper pack, and I used this floral lace border punch on both sides, and I created that strip there where I set the seam binding on. And for the red card, the stickles is still kind of wet, so I have to be careful not to touch it. But I used the exact same punch for the other red striped paper. And then the cardstock that I had left, this little strip here, I think this was 4 inches wide. And it was by like 6 inches or something like that. But I used the double scallop by Martha Stewart. These are both by Martha Stewart. So that's the punches that I used. Now you'll see that I just rounded the corners. I used my corner chomper at a 1/2 inch cut and rounded off all 4 corners. On this one here, I left it square, but I used my lace corner punch here. I only did the tutorial as I did this red one here. The other 3 is basically exactly the same way. Yeah, so let me show you how I put this together. Enjoy the video. Thanks a lot, you guys, for watching. Alright, so here I'm going to start to gather my red stripe or strip of paper for the border. Just going to cut that off. Sorry, I just came running downstairs. I'm a lot of breath now. I'm just going to arrange my stamps on my acrylic block. And I mean, I already knew how and where I wanted it since I had done the 3 before. So, and I'm going to stamp it twice so that I have a backup just in case. And there's the second one. It's pretty cool. I like that. Here's the green one. It's a little bit wider than the red one. That way I can layer the red one on top of this one, and it, you know, you'll see the green behind it. So it's pretty cool. Nice festive colors. And these are Martha Stewart border punches, as I mentioned in the intro. Here I'm going to pick my background. And I debated whether or not to use the snowflake side or the red wood grain side. I don't know if you can tell. You could probably see it better in the pictures, but the red side is wood grain, which is pretty, actually. So here I'm using my corner chomper to bite off a 1/2 inch for the corners, and I'll do that for all 4, including the pre-made card base. I'm just going to tape it down. This is a ATG gun or adhesive. It's going to set up the green border. And I like to center them. You see that there's 3 scallops on the top and the bottom. I like to try and get them to match and have the same amount on either end of whatever the design is. I try to match it so where it's all even. I'm just a little OCD about that. I do the same thing with the floral ones as well. So I'm just going to try and cut where the little floral niches, where they meet and they're even on both sides. And here the strip of ATG is just to hold my ribbon down, because when I glue the little bow down, it'll make it just a little bit more secure. And here's the white little bow. I'm just gonna angle the bottom parts there. It's kind of hard to make them. It takes me a minute, actually. It's not hard that it's hard. It just takes, it's a little time consuming to make them that little. But it fit better with this card rather than having the crinkly multi-bow one, which I like. But not for this card. So here I'm just gonna give the lift on top of the doily so it's not completely flat. I'm just gonna add a little bit of the glue to the edges. That way it kind of helps keep all the little corners down, or the little doily paper, the paper doily down, because it's pretty thin and I don't want it to tear. So here they are. And I got my parents are upstairs talking. I don't know if you can hear them, but my dad's a little loud. A little hard of hearing too. So I'm going to use the red carnation from the Christmas colored carnation pack. I really like these. There's 2 kinds of reds there. There's a deeper red, which this one is, and then there's a brighter red, which didn't go with this paper, or the shade of the paper. And here's the flourish from Cherry Lynn Designs. And I'm just going to cut this apart so that I can fit it well on the card. It's a little too long, so I cut a piece off and then just make it a little bit more compact. That way it fits better on the card itself. So a little hot glue underneath the bow, and then that way the only thing that sticks out is the tiny bit, the little point end of that one leaf, the large leaf. But I'm just going to glue these down, the leaves down, and then I go back to get the very ends of the swirls so that it doesn't lift. And here's a piece that I did take off earlier. It's going to go on the top part of the card. And then I'm going to add some, add the flower, and then I'm going to add some flat back pearls to the doily and on the sentiment itself. So I'm using I think these are the 5mm ones, flat back pearls, and the little 3s for the eye on the holidays. And then some of the stickles to give that icy look, which works perfectly well for this card. And that's pretty much that. Love that. These have already been sent out too, so I'm happy. They're all done. And that's it. Those are my cards, and I hope you guys enjoy the tutorial. If you guys want to see product information and links and detailed pictures, those are over on my blog, and the link to that is below for this particular project. If you have any questions, just let me know or leave a comment down below. And please come over to Wild Orchid Crafts YouTube channel to see what everyone else is making on the design team. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Jule signing out of the Jule box for Wild Orchid Crafts. Bye, everyone.